So many intellectual luminaries sounding off on the overruling of Roe versus Wade. We would be remiss if we did not check in with Whoopi Goldberg, see how Whoopi's doing. Because after all, she is our great moral exemplar, a woman who believes that literally everyone is racist except for Hitler. That is a thing that she actually said. So how's she doing? It turns out not great. She's busy ripping on Clarence Thomas. She says that Clarence Thomas isn't black or that he doesn't want to be married to his wife or something.
What's next, as Clarence Thomas is signaling, they would like to get rid of contraception. Do you understand, sir? No, because you don't have to use it.
But that's crazy.
They don't have to use it.
Everything's
on the menu now. Contraception's on the menu. Gay marriage is now probably going to be overturned. Affirmative action is no more.
We were not in the Constitution either.
Well,
we were not even people
he is
in
saying
the Constitution.
Nothing is precedent anymore.
Well, you better hope that they don't come for you, Clarence, and say you should not be married to your wife who happens to be white.
Oh, my goodness. Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, so first of all, they're not, quote unquote, coming for contraception. Yeah, idiots. That's not what the Supreme Court does. These people deliberately misconstrue what the Supreme Court does so they can be angry at the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, if it overruled Griswold, would say this is now a state-by-state legislative issue. The New York Times blew this today. The New York Times had an article where they said that the Supreme Court had outlawed abortion. No, they didn't. Are you kidding? The Supreme Court said we're not involved in the issue. Anyway, but my favorite is where she says, they're going to come for you, Clarence. Yeah, you're right. Clarence Thomas is going to come for Clarence Thomas's marriage. Nailed it. Also, these morons were like, he's going to overrule Loving. Loving is not a substantive due process case. It's an equal protection case. These people don't know anything. They're so damned stupid. They are just actually stupid. Speaking of people who are unbelievably stupid and obnoxious, we have, well, there's so many to choose from. Let's do Hillary Clinton next. So Hillary Clinton, if any Republican said anything like this about a black person, they would immediately be labeled racist. This is also the sheerest form of projection I may have ever seen, ever. Here is Hillary Clinton projecting onto Clarence Thomas.
Justice Thomas has sort of floated that out there about contraceptive rights, contraception, and about same-sex marriages. But other justices have pushed back to say, no, he's really sort of on his own with that.
Well,
don't believe that?
Well, he may be on his own, but he's signaling, as he often did. You know, I went to law school with him. He's been a person of grievance for as long as I've known him. Resentment, grievance, anger. And he has signaled in the past to lower courts, to state legislatures, find cases, pass laws, get them up. I may not win the first, the second, or the third time, but we're going to keep at it.
So you're saying people pay attention to
yes,
this?
The people he is speaking to, which is the, right-wing, very conservative judges and justices and state legislatures. And the thing that there's so many things about it that are deeply distressing, but women are going to die, Gail.
Women are going to die. Okay, first of all, this nonsense that women are going to die en masse. Look at the statistics. The number of women who were dying, as reported by the Guttmacher Institute before Roe versus Wade from botched abortions, exceedingly low. And now medicine is way the hell better. What is she talking about? Okay, but put that aside. Can you imagine a white person saying about a black person on the left? I knew this person in law school. There's this black guy I know. He's been a person of grievance for as long as I have known him. Resentment, grievance, and anger. So I've been told by reliable sources that when you say that a black person is filled with resentment, grievance, and anger, that you are falling into what we call the angry black person stereotype. And you're not supposed to talk about black people this way. And Clarence Thomas, who grew up in the segregated South on his grandfather's sharecropping farm, might he have a reason to be somewhat resentful at all in, say, 1965 when he was going to law school with Hillary Clinton? No? By the way, and the sheer amount of projection, Hillary Clinton calling anyone else filled with resentment, grievance, and anger. Has there ever been a more resentful human being than Hillary Clinton? A more grievance-ridden person than Hillary Clinton? A more angry human than Hillary? Does she come off as a person who experiences life like the Dalai Lama, just sort of letting it flow over her because she's part of the vaster creation? There's never been a more resentful human being than Hillary Clinton on planet Earth. Listening to her disclaim on these issues is just ridiculous on its face. Okay, meanwhile, as we do our roundup of foolish media personalities, Joe Scarborough says that there is violence to the Supreme Court's reasoning in Dobbs. Violence. Here we go.
I've got to say, more than any Supreme Court decision I've ever read, it was even the language, there was a violence to the reasoning. We win, you lose.
Yeah.
We're taking away these rights, and there's nothing you can do about it. Please, if somebody disagrees with me, please let me know.
Okay.
Where a court has overruled a right that's been in place for 50 years and done so in such an aggressive manner with absolutely no grace and absolutely no outreach to their legal or ideological
according to the
opponents.
Supreme Court, there was a right to own black people until 1856, according to Justice Taney. And then there was a giant we win, you lose civil war in which hundreds of thousands of people died and a constitutional amendment was passed. That's kind of an example. It turns out that when you create a quote-unquote right out of whole cloth, and then you say that this is created out of whole cloth and you revert it back to the states, it's not an aggressive, violent move. It's aggressive and violent, according to Joe Scarborough, because everything I don't like is aggressive violence. How's this for a title? Ben Shapiro Show subscriber destroys like button with clicks and logic. I'd watch that. Make it happen, gang.